This week Keir Starmer is bleeding. He stumbled, fumbled and frankly face planted on issue after issue, from pensioners shivering in the face of proposed winter fuel cuts to farmers furious over looming inheritance taxes. The ground beneath Starmer's feet is cracking. He's trying to sell these moves as tough choices, but they look more like blatant betrayals of the very people Labour claims to champion. Let's clear, these aren't just policy missteps, they're full-blown disasters. Millions of elderly citizens are staring down the barrel of a brutal winter, forced to choose between heat and food thanks to Starmer's noble cost-cutting. Meanwhile, farmers, the backbone of this country, are being treated like cash cows, slapped with a hefty inheritance tax that threatens to decimate family legacies built over generations. And the kicker, SD's excuse is that he'd prefer not to have had to make these decisions. Well, pensioners facing hypothermia probably prefer not to freeze. Keir, the international stage isn't any kinder. World leaders are giving Starmer the cold shoulder, leaving Britain sidelined and increasingly irrelevant, while other nations forge alliances and secure trade deals. Starmer stuck in diplomatic purgatory, a peril shunned by the global elite. Even Elon Musk, a man who can move markets with a tweet, has piled on, labeling Starmer a stormtrooper and dredging up past controversies that Labour would rather bury. This isn't just online trolling, it's a public dismantling of Starmer's credibility, amplified by the world's richest man. And let's not forget the Birmingham debacle, a Labour stronghold crumbling into bankruptcy, a stark warning of what their fiscal incompetence can do. Tax hikes and service cuts, the double whammy of Labour mismanagement, leaving residents feeling abandoned and betrayed. This isn't just a local issue, it's a microcosm of Labour's national agenda. The Lee Sodders still trapped in a feudal system that Starmer promised to dismantle. More committees, more talk, more empty promises, while people's lives and finances hang in the balance. Then there's the immigration crisis. Illegal crossings are surging. Our borders resemble a sieve, and Labour's solution is more paperwork. They voted against meaningful immigration control measures time and time again, more concerned with virtue signaling than protecting our communities. The Rwanda plan, a viable solution, scrapped in favor of what? Exactly more hotels packed with migrants, straining resources and fueling public resentment. Even border experts are sounding the alarm, but Labour remains deaf to the warnings, lost in a woke Fanta's land. And let's not bury the Rotherham scandal, a horrific stain on our nation's conscience. And Starmer, as Director of Public Prosecutions, bears a heavy responsibility. Over 1,400 children abused, and the authorities under Starmer's watch failed them. Reports ignored, victims silenced. A systemic failure of epic proportions. Now calls for a national inquiry are growing louder. And SD's past is coming back to haunt him. He can try to deflect, to downplay, but the truth is out there, and it's damning. The working class, Labour's supposed base, are abandoning ship in droves. They've seen through the charade, the empty rhetoric, the hollow promises, while Starmer hobnobs with the elite. Working families struggle to make ends meet, betrayed by the party that claims to represent them. Labour's economic policies are a fantasy detached from reality and destined to exacerbate the very problems they claim to solve. The polls don't lie. Labour is hemorrhaging support, and SD's leadership is teetering on the brink. This isn't just a bad week, it's a full-blown implosion, a catastrophic cascade of failures that exposes the holus at the heart of Starmer's Labour. The question now isn't whether he can recover, but how long he can cling to power before the inevitable crash. This is more than just a political crisis, it's a reckoning, and Starmer, along with his crumbling party, is about to pay the price.